Have you ever noticed how Daniel Tiger is always starting beef with his one black friend?
If you don't move, race war!
Hey everyone, first of all, apologies for the delay on the Elmo and Grouchland review. It's currently under review for some dumb copyright crap, so I'm hoping I can clear that up and get it out to you by next week. In the meantime, I'd figured I'd make a follow-up to my last Daniel Tiger video, since everyone in the cartoon community is still riding high on the Daniel hate train, and understandably so. So when looking through the episodes that people consider the worst of the worst, I noticed a rather disturbing pattern. The two people who get the brunt of Daniel's wrath are Daniel's baby sister Margaret and his schoolmate Miss Elaina. Now while Daniel is definitely a jerk to his other friends, time and again he consistently singles out Miss Elaina anytime he's looking to start some crap, which is rather odd if not downright malicious. So today I want to take a look at the racist episodes of Daniel Tiger. Also, I know I'm not the first person to talk about these episodes. There was a great video put out a couple weeks ago by Kamali Ali. Kamali Ali? I'm too white to be trying to pronounce this. He did a really great deep dive on the show, so you should definitely go check out his channel. So let's start things off with the episode where Daniel almost started a race war over an egg salad sandwich. Let's not waste any more time and delve right in. This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Make sure to turn on notifications and help get this video to 5,000 likes. It's lunchtime at Daniel Tiger's school. Daniel's dad packed his lunch, along with a note that shows how Daniel always has egg on his face. Turns out Daniel's dad packed him an egg salad sandwich, or as his dad likes to call it, excellent egg salad. I didn't realize Mr. Tiger was a regular show fan.
Your choice is excellent.
Daniel says he's so excited to eat the sandwich. Seems the episode has one yolk it's gonna fry into the ground. Everyone gathers up for lunch, and Prince Wednesday takes his sweet-ass time giving everyone their lunchbox.
The ballet lunchbox is for...
Come on, Wednesday, we don't have all day. The episode's only 4 minutes long. Daniel opens his lunchbox, where we see the most revolting sandwich ever put on screen since the Nasty Patty. Looks like Daniel Tiger's dad forgot to include an ice pack in his son's lunchbox, which means he's had a room temperature egg salad sandwich stewing in his lunchbox all morning. Gross. The stale sandwich stench is so strong that Miss Elaina nearly loses her lunch. Miss Elaina says she doesn't like egg salad, and Daniel's stinky sandwich isn't making things any better. The overly sensitive feline acts like his best friend just spat in his face, and wastes no time making himself look like the victim.
How would you feel if your friend said that they didn't like your lunch?
Why would you care? It's your lunch. It's not like they're the one who's gonna be eating it. Daniel tells Miss Elaina she hurt his feelings. Miss Elaina tells him to get over himself and warns him not to eat the sandwich, unless he wants to get food poisoning. It turns out Daniel Tiger is a big fat rat, as he tattles on Miss Elaina to their teacher. He claims Miss Elaina is being mean, even though all she did was make an honest, non-malicious comment about Daniel's nasty-ass lunch. Instead of ignoring Daniel's needy little outburst, the teacher tells Miss Elaina to consider things from Daniel's perspective.
How do you think you might feel if Daniel said he didn't like your yogurt?
Again, why would you care? Just eat your own lunch and mind your own damn business. Miss Elaina apologizes for hurting Daniel's feelings, as they agree that both their lunches are separate but equal. The episode ends right before Daniel takes the first bite of the sandwich, as I imagine the rest of the episode would have been about Daniel hugging the toilet with his knees. Let's review. Daniel Tiger brought the worst smelling lunch to school and immediately got offended when his friend pointed out that it had clearly gone bad. He acted like a butthurt little buffoon and snitched on Miss Elaina to their teacher, and even after he got an unearned apology, he never actually took a bite of the sandwich in question. But that's still not as bad as the time Daniel tried to attack Miss Elaina because he couldn't sit next to his crush. Daniel is playing restaurant with Chrissy, and Miss Elaina has been delegated to the role of server. 20 seconds in, and we're already off to a bad start. Daniel also decides to be a waiter, while Chrissy pretends to be Queen Sillawilla.
The silliest queen in all the land.
Oh, so she's that kind of girl. Miss Elaina is about to bring Chrissy her pretend lunch when Daniel insists that he should bring it to her. He tries to steal the serving tray from Miss Elaina, but stops once he realizes he can be the chef instead. Though I wouldn't eat anything made by a chef who doesn't wear pants. Daniel makes Chrissy some purple polka dot pancakes. He tries to bring the food to her until Miss Elaina reminds him that's not his job. Daniel freaks out at Miss Elaina for doing what a waiter is supposed to do, and yells at her for not letting him take Chrissy's order or bring her the pancakes. Because that's her job, jackass.
You're not letting me do anything.
What are you talking about? You're the one who made the damn pancakes. He then threatens her with his weak-ass baby growl.
Grr!
A very weak threat, but still a threat nonetheless. Thankfully, Daniel's teacher intervenes before he has the chance to call Miss Elaina something you can't say on PBS. The teacher tells the kids to gather up for circle time, and Daniel says he wants to sit next to Chrissy. Ooh. The flirtatious feline tries to make a pass at Chrissy and ends up losing his spot to Miss Elaina. Daniel nearly squishes his friend under his big fat ass and then yells at her for stealing his spot.
I want to sit next to Chrissy.
Motherfucker, I didn't hear you call dibs. Instead of moving this free chair to the open spot next to Chrissy, Daniel tries to push Miss Elaina Elaina out of her seat.
Miss Elaina, move! Stop pushing me!
Daniel fails to move Miss Elaina from her chair. As it turns out, he's all bark and no bite. Come to think of it, he doesn't have much of a bark either.
Grr!
Miss Elaina tells Daniel to get lost, and that's when this cranky cub goes feral.
If you don't move, grr!
You know, as bad as this scene is, part of me wishes they actually showed him ramming into Miss Elaina. Not because I want to see him start a race war, but because we all know he's so weak that he'd probably just fall flat on his ass. The teacher stops Daniel from committing a feline felony, and tells him it's not okay to hurt people. Where have I seen this before?
It's not okay to hurt someone.
Oh god damn it, not this stupid song again. How many adults on this show had to learn this tacky tune just to keep Daniel from mauling every kid who crosses his sociopath? Daniel tries to tattle on Miss Elaina like the little snitch he is. He says Miss Elaina stole his seat, even though she clearly got there first. Daniel says he just wants to sit by Chrissy so they can play, even though they were just playing 2 minutes ago. Daniel gets so worked up that he tries to lunge at Miss Elaina from across the room. What the hell was he trying to do there? Choke her to death with a force? Daniel stops himself at the last second and pats himself on the back for not committing a hate crime. Miss Elaina comes up with a solution by moving the empty chair so they can both sit next to Chrissy. Gee, I never would have thought of that. Instead of moving this free chair to the open spot next to Chrissy. Also, after what Chrissy just witnessed, I don't think she'll want to sit next to Daniel anytime soon. The class decides to play a game of freeze dance, and Daniel ends up moving to the opposite side of the circle, which completely defeats the whole point of him trying to sit next to Chrissy in the first place. The class then heads outside, and Daniel gets into another scrap, this time with Prince Wednesday over the bouncy ball. The prince raises his fist at Daniel, but stops himself from giving the terrible Tiger exactly what he deserves. Damn, maybe next time. Let's review. Daniel Tiger spent the whole episode yelling at Miss Elaina because she kept him from talking to his crush. He tried to usurp her role as a waiter, and then threatened to push her out of her seat just so he could be closer to a girl who probably wants nothing to do with him. He only managed to calm down after singing his stupid little song. When he finally did get to sit next to Chrissy, he spent the entire circle time trying to move as far away from her as possible, which makes all his bitching and moaning look that much more pointless. Daniel Tiger was such a bad influence on his peers that his other friends tried to take a swing at him, though unlike before, this would actually be justified. But that's still not as bad as the time Daniel ruined Miss Elena's painting. Daniel's class is painting life-size portraits of themselves, and it looks like the cops are still trying to solve Miss Elena's murder. I'll give you one guess who the culprit is. The teacher traces outlines of Daniel and Miss Elaina, and gives them open jars of paint to color them in. I don't see how this could possibly go wrong. Daniel paints his face to match the president's. He's about to paint his signature sweater, but it looks like Miss Elaina is already using the red paint. Instead of asking politely for the paint, Daniel tells her to hand it over. Miss Elaina tells him to wait a damn minute, but Daniel hates waiting.
How do you feel when you have to wait?
Dude, it's been less than a minute. Calm down. Instead of trying to paint any other part of his body, Daniel pesters his friend every 2 seconds to get the red paint from her.
Now? No. Now. No. Now?
If you don't shut up, you're gonna have to paint your eyes black and blue. Miss Elaina finally finishes with the red, but accidentally drops it on Daniel's portrait. Daniel yells at her for ruining his painting, even though his shoes are also red, so I don't know what he's bitching about. Miss Elaina apologizes for dropping the paint, but Daniel is so mad. The cranky klutz accidentally tears Miss Elena's portrait with his giant feet, which ends up pushing her over the edge.
I'm mad at you, Daniel!
Yes, please, knock him out. Sadly, the teacher puts a stop to the fight before Daniel can get the ass whooping he desperately deserves. Daniel claims he didn't mean to tear Miss Elena's portrait, though he doesn't seem that torn up about it.
Do you think Miss Elaina is still my friend?
Daniel, I don't think you two were ever friends. The teacher says it's normal for friends to be mad at each other, and tells them to hug and make up. I'm sure that'll keep Daniel from being a jerk in the future. The two apologize for wrecking each other's paintings, and work together to fix them. Daniel realizes the splotch of red actually matches his shoe color, meaning he freaked out at his friend for no good reason. Daniel finishes his monstrous self-portrait, while Miss Elaina uses up the rest of the black paint. For her hair, obviously. Let's review. Daniel Tiger got impatient with his friend when she wouldn't let him use the red paint. He pestered her constantly and flipped out when she accidentally spilled the paint on his portrait. He then tried to ruin her painting before realizing she didn't actually mess up his portrait in the first place, which means he had absolutely no reason to be mad at her. And while any one of these incidents would be bad enough on their own, the fact that Daniel repeatedly targets Miss Elaina can only mean one thing. Daniel Tiger is a racist. Thanks for watching, everyone. If there's a specific cartoon you want me to watch, top-tier patrons can commission a review from my channel. You can also become a channel member to get early access to all my uncensored videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you can learn to work and play and get along with each other.